Okay, I went ahead and opened up the second package, pocket, to expose the cards to save a little bit of time on the recording. By the way, go to psacard.com. There's a lot of discussion on unopened packs there. You can learn a lot of scans of people's collections, the cards or packs that they have that are unopened with stars showing, other types of rare packs, and some good discussion. So again, psacard.com, there's a message board there. Also that we have what we call group rips, where people band together on the board to purchase unopened product from Steve Hart at Baseball Card Exchange. So everybody can buy a few packs or even full boxes from a case if he happens to have a case available. And it's a good way, economical way, to get fresh unopened material for a good price without having to buy a large quantity. Okay, so here's the next pocket. Hopefully we'll get some better centering on this. The top card actually has pretty decent centering. It's a Gene Mach. Here's a Catfish Hunter that looks very nicely centered. It's a little tiny bit of touch on the corners that might make it downgrade it from a 9, but it looks like it's a pretty good shot for an 8. We'll see what PSA says. I'll put this in a card saver to protect it until it can go off to Newport Beach. And then the great Manny Mota, famous pinch hitter for the Dodgers. And we've got Steve Keeley. Again, the centering on these is a little bit off. This is a tough card, and you can see why. It's common, but centering is again off. This is the Yankees Rookies, number 111. It's pretty tough to find in PSA 8 or higher grade. And we've got the strikeout leaders. So 3 relative commons on this one: Sam McDowell, Mickey Lolich, and Bob Johnson. We've got Hal King. This is a nicely centered card. It's a little touch on the corner from the being in that tightly packed pocket for so many years, but the centering is really nice. And we've got Danny Frisella. Again, very nicely centered. It looks like we're hitting some good centering on these. Hopefully we'll hit a Pete Rose here too while the centering is good. So Danny Frisella. This a little bit off-centered, Les Kane. And then we've got Johnny Edwards. Again, that one's off-centered. So these 71s, I mean, not only do you have the chipping and the corner wear to deal with, with all sets from that era, the centering is not very good, so that's why these cards in mint condition sell for such incredibly high prices. Okay, we got the ERA leaders. 1-star card player on there, Jim Palmer. And that one is off-centered as well. Okay, this one looks pretty good centering-wise. It's not a tough card. Johnny Jeter. He is from my favorite team, though, the Pirates. Then we've got another nicely centered card, the White Sox Rookies. Again, not a difficult card to find in high grade, but mint cards in 71 are always difficult, so hopefully I'll get a couple of 9s on these. Then we've got Joe Decker. And again, the centering's drifting a little bit to the left on these. A lot of that depends on where they're located on the sheet. The Pete Rose is on the end of the sheet, last row, and or actually first row, and Thurman Munson's on the last row. That's why they're often off-centered and why they go for so much money in high grade. That's Mike Kilkenny. Then we've got card number 1, the Baltimore Orioles World Championship card. This one actually has a wrinkle on the surface. And a little bit of plastic that fused over time to the card. So this is a surface wrinkle that can happen on cards when they were pulled from the sheet. This is definitely a factory sealed pack. You won't be able to probably see it. I'll tilt it. You can kind of see the wrinkle right here. So that would significantly downgrade the condition of that card. So if any of you guys submit cards for grading, always look at the surface, because even an otherwise mint card, that would knock it down to a 5 at best. And we've got pitching leaders with Bob Gibson, Gaylord Perry, and Fergie Jenkins. 3 Hall of Famers on there. Centering is off on this one though. That's why I usually don't open vintage packs, because usually there's problems with most of the cards just because of the quality control from the era. But since this pack had some wear on it, thought I would do this. So the Astros rookies. And then Boots Day, a little bit of corner bend from being the bottom card on the pack. Centering was pretty good on it. The corners might push down on it, but I don't think it's really a submittable card. Okay, so 1 pocket to go, and that'll be coming up shortly.